another edition of Words with WaPrep. I am Miss Teresa, and sitting next to me is Miss Eunice.
Hello.
We are both teachers here at Washington Preparatory School, located in Bothell, Washington, USA. And with us today in the audience, we have two of our WaPrep students. First is Evan.
Hi, my name is Evan. I'm 12 years old, and I'm in 7th grade.
And then we have Kurt.
Hi, my name is Kurt. I'm 13, and I'm also in 7th grade.
All right. Our first word today is the word sensitive. S-E-N-S-I-T-I-V-E. Sensitive.
Sensitive. S-E-N-S-I-T-I-V-E. It means quick to notice or feel, and also easily affected by even a slight change.
I have a child who is very sensitive. She's sensitive to emotional trauma. She's sensitive when people's feelings are hurt or they're insecure or scared. She's quick to notice that, and she feels it herself. And she's easily affected by even just a slight change in our routine or schedule.
The sensitive person will have felt insulted by my comment about dogs.
Yes. I think that was my daughter, right? Yes.
Well, you can be sensitive in that way, meaning you are empathetic towards people or animals. But sensitive can also be used in another way. For example, I am very sensitive to temperature change. I like for it to be not very hot. In fact, I prefer days that are cloudy and rainy. And today, I can tell that the weather has changed. I think it's quite sunny outside, and so I feel very sensitive to that, and I can already tell I don't feel as well as I normally do.
Wow. I was going to say some people are very sensitive to light. They are usually inside, and when they walk outside into the sunshine, their eyes could start to water from the light, and they might need to wear sunglasses.
That will absolutely happen to me today.
That will.
Very sensitive to light. I will also end up having little red bumps all over my skin because of the sun. So I am extremely sensitive to the heat and to the sun. I guess I should live in a cave, perhaps. That might be my next move.
Oh, but then we'd never see you.
This
we
is
wouldn't
true.
Like that.
Our next word for today is the word achieve. A-C-H-I-E-V-E. Achieve.
Achieve. A-C-H-I-E-V-E. This is a verb, and it means to do what one sets out to do. An example is, in order to achieve my goal, I had to take a lot of small steps.
That's right. I had a goal to run a marathon one time in my life, and I did achieve that goal, but it did take a lot of training. A marathon is 26.2 miles, and it took me 4 hours to run it, and I had to train 3 months before in order to be ready for that.
That is quite an achievement. I think of achieve, I think of when I set out to go to every single continent, either as a student or as a teacher. And with my last posting in the Middle East, I was able to achieve that goal for the most part. I have not yet taught in Antarctica and don't anticipate doing that. And I'm also skipping Australia, but I did achieve, I feel, my original goal.
That is something. That's awesome. All right. Our next word is persuade. P-E-R-S-U-A-D-E. Persuade.
Persuade. P-E-R-S-U-A-D-E. It means to win someone over by arguing or asking or having the power to persuade.
I think if you have the gift of persuasion, that you can accomplish a lot with that gift.
I agree. Sometimes, though, no matter how hard you try to persuade someone or something to do something, it just doesn't work out. For example, I can always persuade my dog to go for a walk with me, but my cat, not so much.
Very true. Cats usually don't like to go for walks.
No, it's hard to persuade a cat to do anything.
I know children are pretty good at trying to persuade their parents for things. Evan, do you ever try to persuade your parents?
I persuaded my mom to buy me the new video game.
Of course, I think that's the big thing. Students would like to persuade their parents to get for them some kind of game or toy or entertainment system.
Well, did you have to argue for it or did you just ask?
I just asked.
That's nice. Arguing sometimes doesn't win.
What about you, Kurt? Do you have anything for persuade or a good example?
Well, sometimes after dinner, I'll persuade my dad to get me ice cream.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he likes ice cream and you don't have to persuade too much, huh?
Yes, it's easy to persuade someone when they have the same goal.
Exactly.
Let's look at another word. Mock. M-O-C-K. Mock.
Mock. M-O-C-K. A meaning is to make fun of, and another meaning is not real or pretended.
So let's look at the making fun of somebody. When you mock somebody, you tend to say something that would hurt their feelings, I would imagine.
The bully mocked the new kid at school, saying he was very skinny.
Okay, that's an excellent example. It's never nice to mock anyone. It's an unpleasant activity.
Yes. And the other usage of that word mock is, what was it, Evan, that you said?
Not real or pretended.
Can you think of something using that sentence?
So the hunter accidentally shot the mock duck.
So it wasn't a real duck. Yes. I know they make a lot of models in science especially, and they make mock versions, or interior designers make mock versions of the building that they're working on.
Certainly, and I know I'm trying to get my students ready to engage in a mock Senate legislation activity. So right now they're pretending to write bills that are going to become laws. They're going to pretend to be senators or other kinds of legislators. They're going to have debates, and they'll engage in a mock legislative process.
Very good.
And then when they grow up, maybe some of them will actually engage in that process for real.
It's good to mock something in
that
some
sense.
Ways.
What about you, Kurt? Do you have anything for mock?
Sometimes I get mocked by little kids, so they try to copy what I say, but they say it in a negative tone.
Yes.
Oh dear, are we talking about a smaller sister?
Well, mostly younger children, but yeah.
I think it's common with siblings and cousins to mock each other. I know I spent many summers mocking and being mocked by my cousins, but it was okay because it was friendly.
Yes.
No one was trying to hurt anyone else. So you can mock people in a fun way, as long as everyone is participating in a good spirit.
That's right. If they're not sensitive, right?
Exactly.
Emotionally. Our next word is attempt. A-T-T-E-M-P-T. Attempt.
Attempt. A-T-T-E-M-P-T. The meaning is to try, to make an effort, and the other meaning is a try.
Have you ever attempted something?
I attempted to reach the end of the racing track, but another person beat me to it.
Physical skill. A lot of times we attempt a physical skill like running or jumping higher than somebody else or climbing a tree.
I wonder how many new things we shall attempt this year. I know I'm getting ready to attempt to learn to play the ukulele.
Wow.
The ukulele is a 4-stringed instrument that looks something like a guitar. And my goal is to be able to play at the graduation of one of my students who already knows how to play. So we're going to create a song during the next few years and we'll play that song together. But first I have to attempt to learn this instrument. So that's going to be interesting. But I've given myself a long time to try and try and try. And hopefully the attempt will be successful.
Well, I am actually attempting writing a book, and I have set out to do it, and I will do it, and it was started out as an attempt to do it, but it's going to happen.
It will happen and you will be successful. Let's look at another word. The word reject. R-E-J-E-C-T. Reject.
Reject. R-E-J-E-C-T. This is a verb and it means to refuse to accept or use, or something that falls short of what is acceptable.
Okay, it's certainly a word that we can use in many different contexts. I'm thinking about when I like to reject poor behavior in class. I prefer that students behave nicely and kindly with each other.
Yes.
Yes. I reject internet language. I would like them to use standard English in class. All kinds of things can be rejected. Do you have an idea about how to use the word reject, Kurt?
Sometimes, well, a lot of the times, my sister rejects her food.
Oh, dear. And as her big brother, do you ever do anything to help her not reject it?
Well, I just tell her that you should try it, but she doesn't like to try it.
Oh, so she doesn't like to attempt a lot of new foods.
No.
Okay, not uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
I reject pineapple on pizza.
Oh, I agree with you there. I have never thought pineapple on pizza was a good idea. I also reject that, Evan. It's a strange taste to me, but I understand it's popular with many other people, but I reject that. I choose not to eat it. What about you, Miss Teresa?
I was trying to think if I reject any foods. I don't think I do. I think I try a lot of things, but no, I really accept a lot of them. I do not reject. I do reject disrespect. I don't tolerate disrespect.
I think no one should ever tolerate disrespect. Yeah. That is something we should all reject. Bullying and disrespect is something everyone should reject.
All right. Our next word is entertain. E-N-T-E-R-T-A-I-N. Entertain.
Entertain. E-N-T-E-R-T-A-I-N. This is a verb and it means to interest and amuse, or it means to have depth, or it means to have in mind.
Wow, has a lot of meanings. Let's start with to interest and amuse.
A lot of people are entertained by their phones.
Yes, we see that a lot around here.
Yeah, absolutely. Both students and teachers can easily be entertained by their phones.
The reason I play video games is because they entertain me.
Exactly. There are so many different ways people can find entertainment, but video games are certainly a worldwide popular one.
Something that brings pleasure, I would say. The other definition is to have guests. How can we use that word, entertain?
If you're at a party, you could entertain a lot of people.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Or I know I often like to entertain my friends when they come from other countries. I like to have them over and give them food and show them around the lovely little area here in Washington State. I enjoy the act of entertaining others.
And the other definition is to have in mind.
And that's how Evan just used it. And I know often my students will ask me, oh, can we have more time to work on this project? Or can I have a higher grade on this? And I'll say, I'll entertain that thought. I'll entertain that idea.
Yes, a lot of times when my children ask me something, I have to think about it. And I have to entertain the idea, to have it in my mind.
Oh, I love this word. This is one of my favorite words in the English language. Quaint. Q-U-A-I-N-T. Quaint.
This is an adjective and it means odd or unusual in a pleasing or old-fashioned way.
I live in a very cute town called Mill Creek, and I find that it's quite quaint. It looks like something out of maybe the 1950s, so quite a while ago.
Yes.
It's really cute and small and comfortable, and it's quaint. It's not the kind of place where maybe if you were looking to go somewhere to do a lot of fun things, you would say, oh, I'm going to Mill Creek. But it is a nice place to spend the day, maybe walking, having ice cream, talking to friends. It's a small place.
Yes.
It's nice and quaint.
When I think of quaint, I think of that word being used to describe old English homes or even homes that have bricks and they just are comfortable and quaint. A lot of plants around them.
In Germany, the house my dad lived in was very quaint.
Yes.
Oh, I bet. European architecture is often referred to by us as being quaint.
Yes.
Very nice and old-fashioned.
Okay, our next word is persist. Persist. Persist.
Persist. S-I-S-T. This is a verb and it means to keep on doing or trying. Or it means to go on and on.
I know quite a few students here that persist. They are constantly asking me to do something, and they persist in asking me to do it.
The man persisted in his task and eventually completed it.
Yes.
So to persist in something can be very positive, especially when you're trying to finish something like your homework or when you need to study for a test. One should be persistent in pursuing that goal.
That's right. Keep on doing or trying, right?
The person that was persistently talking kept bothering others.
Yes.
And sometimes persist or persistent can be used in a less positive way, meaning that maybe someone is engaging in something, continuing to do something, and the people around them wish that they would stop.
Yes.
So it can have a negative connotation or a positive connotation.
That's right.
And our final word for today is the word recall. R-E-C-A-L-L. Recall.
Recall. R-E-C-A-L-L. The definitions of recall are to remember and to call or take back.
Let's use it in the sense of to remember.
Sometimes I recall my own old homework from my other schools.
Certainly, I know students at our school have mostly come from other schools, and so that means they can recall things they did in their other classes. And as a teacher, you should always welcome these ideas because a lot of the ideas are really good.
The student recalls his knowledge about math in his math test.
Yes.
Excellent. We hope on every test you recall knowledge so that you can do extremely well.
A lot of times you are asked to recall an event that took place, especially if there is some kind of investigation going on. The police will ask you to recall what you witnessed.
Sometimes when food is infected, the restaurants will recall that food.
Okay, so there's a different meaning there, isn't it? It means what?
To call or take back.
Yes.
Exactly. I know, unfortunately, one of the grocery stores that I frequent often recalls products because of some safety violation or because the product goes against their original philosophy. And so you get a text message that this product has been recalled.
I know sometimes with vehicles here in the United States, there are problems. And they will send out notices with your certain type of vehicle, a recall on it. And they're asking you to come and back to the shop and get a new part or get that part fixed that's being recalled.
Absolutely. Well, we've come to the portion of our program today where our students make up stories using the words you've just heard them define and make sentences with. Who would like to begin our story today? All right, Kurt.
The quaint man fed the ducks by the lake. The ducks were very entertained by the man's attempts.
The man was sensitive, so he cried.
He cried because the ducks rejected him.
The ducks also mocked him.
But the man persisted on trying.
Eventually, his attempts worked.
He achieved his goal.
Years later, he recalled the scene.
And he went back to his quaint village.
Oh, I'm so proud of our students. They do such a good job with these stories.
I would like to write a children's book using what they just did.
That was cute. Okay, well, this ends this episode of Words with WaPrep, and we will see you soon, or talk to you soon, sorry. Bye-bye.